Good morning, students. Yesterday, all of you asked to me about the experiment that given in your book that is based on seed germination. I have explained the theories of seed germination and I hope so that all of you can understand it better. But here we can manually do this experiment. Then there is a question that what is experiment? Experiment is a primary components of scientific method. They are used in the form of theories that I have explained to you, and hypothesis that are based on the form of observation. Have you observed anything during experiment? Yes, the experiments is totally related to the keen observation of stepwise. They can be performed by the physical process under suitable condition or under a given particular condition. So, the experiments that we will have done this time under a given condition, and what are that condition needed for that experiment, that is seed germination, we can understand it by doing the process. Now, let's start our experiment by doing some. I have some seeds there. Look at the seeds. I have seeds of red gram. It's look like red gram. But you can do it on green moong also. I've explained to you in theory class also that you took any one seed and get germinated to form a new plant. Then here I will take red gram. You can take also green moong also. So the next process there, look at here. Children, I have 4 jars. Jar A, B, C and D. There are 4 jars. Four jars are there. Put them separately. I have kept all the items in it separately. The items are, in all jars I have kept red grams. There is red grams in it. Look at this picture. Look at this jar. Look at this grams. Now it's B. It's B jar. Look at this gram. Are you able to see this? This is the weighted red gram I will take, and here is some water I will put in this jar with red gram. And what is in this jar? There is also some red gram present. Then what are the differences between A, B, C and D? First of all, you will just write on each of the flap of the jar like that, A, B, C and D. Keep these jars under suitable condition for 4 or 5 days. In jar A, what will I do? We wet a cotton cloths or you used hanky also for it. We weight a cotton cloth in it, and there are some red drums like this. I put it into this jar. After 4 or 5 days, the red drums look like it. There will be started germination of that gram. Look at this picture. This is micropyle, this is shoot, this is root and shoot, and leaves develop into them. Look at this picture properly. This is sprouted red gram. Now in jar B, this is B1. In jar B, I kept some red grams only, but there is no contains water. There is only plain seed. There is only plain red gram will be kept. Now in jar what A, B and C, there will be some seeds of red gram, but we poured some water into it. Look at this, one water into it. Okay, this is plain, but this is filled with water. Okay, the difference between this is plain without water, this is the red drums filled with water, and this is the red drum without water. Okay, and A1, you look at the A1, the red drums kept under wet cotton cloths, and the cloths will be like this, covered it like this. Now the next one, the last one is D. This is D jar. In D jar, we will again use cotton weighted cloths, and red drums will be there. We will put some red drums in it. Okay, then in what environmental condition we will have to keep these jars? Jar A, we will have to keep at room temperature. Okay, keep seeds on moist cotton at room temperature. Now B. Now let's start it by doing the experiment. Here I have kept A 1, 2, 3, 4 jars. All are plastic jars. You have kept other types of jars also you can. Second, I have named the jar A. Then there is B, this jar C and jar D. Now look at the grams carefully. How you will have to keep the red grams in it. First, A jar, I'll keep the red drums in a weighted cloth. First you weight the cloth, weight a cotton cloth and keep red drum in it. Okay, then cover it, the cotton cloth, and cover the jar. Now B. What are you watching? A simple red drum are kept in it, in the jar, without water. It is plain, only soaked red gram are kept in this B jar. Now in C jar, what are you watching? There I poured some water in it and with red drum, means water and red drums both we kept in it. Now in D jar, I have again kept weighted cloth, cotton weighted cloth, and some grams in it. Put some grams in it also. Now, what are the conditions required for all the jars? How will you keep these jars? This is the experiment to do and to observe. A jar in a weighted cloth, you just close it. Close the cloth, cover the cloth and close the A jar like this. B jar also you covered. C jar also you covered. D jar in a weighted cloth and some red drums in it, also you close it. Next, what you have to do with the 4 jar A, B, C, D? A jar you have to keep in a room temperature, at your room temperature. B jar you also keep at room temperature, and C jar you also kept at room temperature. In C jar, water plus red grams in it. In B jar, only red grams in it, no water available in it. In A jar, in a weighted cloth, some red grams are there. Then, and the 3 jars A, B, C, you have to keep in at room temperature. Now, the 4th jar D, you have to keep in refrigerator temperature. It is in weighted cloth, but this jar you have to keep in refrigerator. Okay, after 3 or 4 days, you frequently watch your jars, how the germination of seeds occur into them. Is the first seed germinate in B, C, D or A? Then after completion of experiment and after frequently checking of this jar of 2 or 3 or 4 days, when I opened the jar, I saw that the jar A germinate first. The jar A germinate first because A jar I have kept at room temperature, but the A jar get proper requirement, proper favorable condition of air, water and warmth, so that it germinate first. B jar look like this. Some of the grains, some of the seeds start to grow, but less compared to A jar. In C jar also some germination occurs, but very short germination. And in D jar that I have kept in refrigerator, no germination seen. Some of the seeds germinate, but no germination seen in that jar. So this is the experiment by which you can easily understand the process of seed germination and in what condition seed germinate first. This is the experiment of seed germination. You can also do at your home by making this type of jar and keeping some red seeds or green moongs in it, and do the experiment and write down with your regular observation what are the condition of that 4 jars. Thank you. Before starting the exercise of chapter 2 plant, I want to overview on the back of the topic that you have learnt already. First, I introduce you the topic, that is photosynthesis and the process. After then, reproduction in plants through its seeds and vegetative parts. You also acknowledged with by doing experiment based on seed germination and its appropriate condition. You better know the appropriate condition, that is air, water and temperature. And finally, you relevant with seed dispersal, the definition and the different ways. How does seed disperse? The different ways, that is air, water, animals, birds and insects. Now let's come to move on the exercise given. First, fill in the blanks. Blanks are known as food factories of the plant. You have already learned the definition of food factories. What are the factories in plants? Leaves that prepare food for the plant, so that leaves are the factories of plant. So answer of the blanks is leaves. Leaves, L-E-A-V-E-S. Now next, second one, plants like, fill in the blanks, reproduce through root. You already learnt during vegetative reproduction the part root. What are the examples of the plant that reproduces through roots? That is dahlia, asparagus, sweet potato. Spell D-A-H-L-I-A, that is dahlia. A-S-P-A-R-A-G-U-S, that is asparagus. Now sweet potato, you already know the spelling, S-W-E-E-T-P-O-T-A-T-O. Now come to third point. Fill in the blanks and blanks the raw material needed for photosynthesis. What are the raw material needed for the photosynthesis? Raw. What is the meaning of raw? Raw is the natural product. Then water and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, the process of photosynthesis occurs. So water is the raw material and carbon dioxide is also natural material. So we can write carbon dioxide C-A-R-B-O-N-D-I-O-D-O-X-I-D-E, that is dioxide. In the form of, you can also write CO2 also. Okay, CO2 also you can also write. Now fourth is a small hole present on the seed. You already learned the definition of the answer, that is seed, micropyle, P-Y-L-E, M-I-C-R-O-P-Y-L-E, that is micropyle is a small hole present on the seed. Through the micropyle, what seeds do? Through the micropyle, seeds observe, through this small hole, seed observe water. Okay, it is a small hole present, it observes water and the water enters inside seed leaves, that is cotyledon. Now the fifth one, movement of seeds from one place to another place is called, you have already learned the definition of what? Movement of seed or traveling of seed from one place to another place is called seed dispersal. And seed dispersal, what are the agents helps in seed dispersal? Yes, water, air, animal, insects, birds, rodents, and some of the cracking explosive material also helps in dispersal of seeds. So that movement of seeds from one place to another place is called seed dispersal. Means seed moves also. So this is the fill in the blanks of the chapter, and next come to the next. Now next come to be match the following. Here we will match, okay, with the proper answer, but in copy you don't match it, you only write the question, and against question you write down answer, okay. Don't create, because if you match in the copy, you will match in the copy, then it looks like massive. So write the answer before question. The first one, type of reproduction without seed. Yes, vegetative reproduction we have learned. In the definition of vegetative reproduction, reproduction happens with the parts of the plant, all the parts, root, shoot and leaves, except seeds. So that the proper answer what? Chlorophyll, banana, bryophyllum, pea and ladyfinger, vegetative reproduction. That is, yes, it's vegetative reproduction. Then answer 1. I will not cross this like this, only I will write the answer of first one. Okay, I wrote 1. Now second, green pigment present in leaves. In the definition of what is the green pigment present in plant or leaves? The green pigment present in leaves and the green pigment, that is chlorophyll. Okay, in the definition of chlorophyll, it is a green pigment present in leaves. All of you remembered? Then the answer is chlorophyll 2. Now third, a fruit that doesn't bear seed. A fruit that does not bear seeds. Then a fruit, banana, does not bear seeds. Now fourth, reproduction through leaves. Vegetative leaves are the vegetative parts which helps in reproduction. Then reproduction through leaves, the example of vegetative reproduction done by leaves, that is on bryophyllum. That is, the answer is of 4th. Bryophyllum is the answer of 4th. Reproduction through leaves. Now dispersal of 5th one, dispersal of seeds through cracking, through explosion or through bursting. Then the answer, what are the examples of seed dispersal through cracking? That is pea and ladyfinger. By some natural force, pea and ladyfinger burst out. And this is your fill in the blanks. If you will do in your copy, then write in this way or write the answer in front of question. Now next one.